Hello, welcome in. Hey Leslie, how are you making out? How are you doing? I'm on here a little bit early today. So welcome in, welcome in. Good, just going to renew my subscription. Okay, awesome. When you do that, I will focus on you. And I'm doing May readings today for 20. Okay, so that's I'm not necessarily going to say it's a timeline reading, but we're going to look into the energy of your month of May and see what's coming through. And there's still opportunity for you to ask questions as well, and I'll go into your Akashic records. Now I have someone that already prepaid for one, so let's see if we can find her this morning. Hey, welcome in. So I haven't done the May reading yet. I'm just realizing that. So we'll put that underneath my profile and under my YT. Hi Juju, welcome in. Okay Juju, so you paid for a reading already? Was it the May reading that you were looking for? Hello and welcome in. You're sick. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. So did you still want me to do your reading for you today? And it was for, I had a feeling it was for the month of May. I just get that you paid for a live reading. So, all right, we'll do that for you now. All right. So I'm sorry to hear that you're sick. That sucks. Okay. So let's take a moment here. So I now relax my body. Thank you, Leslie. We'll get to you next. I now relax my body. I now relax my mind. I will now let go of my ego and all judgment in this space. I'm going to go into the Akashic records for Juju. We're setting the intention that this is for the month of her May. Okay. As I said, I didn't know if it would be like a timeline reading, but I'm getting a 2-week. The first 2 weeks, so like the 1st to the 15th, or I'm also getting the 16th, maybe the 17th, so the 1st to the 17th, give or take, and then from the 18th to June 1st, and then I'm kind of getting, and maybe 2nd, okay? So I'm gonna look at the first couple weeks and then the other couple weeks. That's how I'm being shown to do your timeline reading, okay? So this is for Juju for the month of May. Okay, she took advantage of that special, so you can do that same thing as well if you like. We'll also be pulling up some collective messages for our month of May. And then again, I'll be doing a reading underneath my profile and underneath my YT for the month of May as well. Okay, so there are other payment options as well, guys. So if you want to do yes or no questions, I do 5 yes or no's for $11.11. Even if you have one question, it's $15, but you can actually ask 2 questions for $15, and I pull you up 10 cards. Okay, so you want me to do this on the replay? Juju, do you want me to do the reading since I'm in your energy already, and then you listen on the replay? Since I'm already in your energy and I already started the reading, I'm going to continue on. It did, Leslie. It says love beside your name. So Juju will do the replay, and I'll keep going. Hey, Harleen, welcome in. I see that you're still watching. Okay, well, you said you're going to listen later, so I guess that means that you're going to listen in to the replay. And I'll put that underneath YT for you, okay? So, which is why I don't have any music on in the background, which is kind of boring. So you have the Eight of Air and the Magician card. The Magician card wasn't facing you, okay? Then you also have this Strength card. I'm feeling like focusing on these three cards. So the Eight of Air, I'm just going to write this down. What does the Eight of Air mean? Hey. Okay, so what's coming up is that you need to be more kind to yourself, Juju, for the first couple weeks, which is interesting because you said that you're not feeling well, and right away you're like, I need to go take care of myself, even when it comes to getting the reading. So that's what the Eight of Air is talking about. It says an illusion of being trapped, a lack of self-confidence, afraid to take action. So this is someone who's feeling like a little overwhelmed by energy, or could be sickness, whatever it is, but she needs to be kinder to herself is a specific message around that, okay? So then if I ask, how can she be kinder to herself? How can she be kinder to herself? You have the King of Fire not facing you, and then the Queen of Water. Queen of Water is very emotional. It's really tending to those emotions that we have. George, leave it, please. So it's trusting that the emotions that you're feeling are worth tending to. That's kind of what I'm getting, okay? So it says tender-hearted in the card. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. But yeah, it's tend to your emotions. And in a way, I'm kind of feeling like the emotions that are out of balance, okay? So when you're feeling that way, you've got to honor what you're feeling. So you're not dismissing or suppressing or anything like that. That's kind of what the Queen of Water is showing us, connected to the Eight of Air, okay? The King of Fire, focus, communicate with vision and be a leader, advice from someone creative, motivational, idealistic, ambitious, charismatic. I think that there's a fear of burnout here a little bit, because you were asking me recently about taking on a little bit more work, or the idea of taking on more work. And so I feel like I'm hearing trust the opinions of other people as well. Like if you're looking into this energy more deeply and you talk to more people about their ideas and their thoughts, it's just like listen to what they have to say. For some reason that's coming up. Really listen to others' advice. Okay, because it feels like you might be Mrs. Independent a little bit as well, as like, and being like, no, I've got this, I know what I need. But definitely it feels like these are important messages to connect to, okay? So that'll help you feel less trapped, okay? Because you kind of have the trapped card, so tending to the emotions, being kind to yourself, and then listening to others. Okay, so then you have the Magician card. So I'm going to put Eight of Air here for the first couple weeks, focusing on, in a way, it's like how how you're self-motivated. That's kind of what's coming up. It's like you're recognizing what motivates you and what pushes you and what pulls you in different directions. So there's a little bit of an awareness piece that's coming up here as well. So the Magician card, you are ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them. Life is magical. This is a new start or a new beginning. Usually when we see the Magician, this is mentorship. So this is learning something new. Okay. So let's see what comes up there. What does the Magician mean? Okay. So I wrote down, thank you, Leslie, that you're not listening. So I don't know if that just means like right now, or if just you're not like listening to self, listening to others, that sort of thing. But it feels like Spirit is trying to get your attention and getting other people to like show you things or teach you things so that you can learn from these people. So definitely it feels like there's like a learning. Hello, welcome in. We're just doing a paid reading right now, and then we're going to get it to our subscribers. Learning. Yeah, it's like learning to take care of yourself, but also learning to listen more to what Spirit is saying, what other people are saying, that sort of thing. So that's kind of a repetitive message that's coming through almost like as an add-on, okay? So it's interesting. You might have been feeling overwhelmed, like popping in here too, just being even willing to listen to the reading, okay? So if you are here, let me know. Because don't forget, you can ask questions too. So you have this Strength card, great inner strength, release harsh judgments, forgiveness, and compassion. Okay, usually when we see this card showing up, again, keeping in mind this is just the first couple weeks, between the 1st to the 17th. That to me is like healing. But it often represents discipline, so this need to do things sometimes that we don't want to do, which I feel like is the story of your life. But there's like healing around that. It's like recognizing that sometimes the things that we don't want to do can bring us joy, can bring us more abundance, can bring us healing. And I kind of get pushing yourself to do things that you don't want to do will bring you in healing. So that could be as simple as, again, trying to stay motivated with an exercise routine, something like that. These little things that you feel like you have to do, it feels like for your health as well. Okay. So what else does the Strength card mean? Being present is also what's coming up, because I'm getting she isn't here. Okay, so again, I don't know if that's representing you not being present or just literally not being present. But definitely it feels like how to stay, you're learning, you know how to stay in the moment, but it's just staying in the moment. So how can we distract our mind in healthy ways to stay present? So it's the breath work, it's the healing work, and that sort of thing, okay? So that's what's coming up in the first couple weeks. So if you guys want to get on the list for a May reading, you're welcome to do that as well. It's 20. That's underneath my link tree. If you want to come in as a subscriber, you just click the subscribe button down on the bottom with the star. And we're going to be doing some May messages as well. It's a little bit early that I'm coming on today. A little bit earlier, but I'm all over the place these days with my times. Hi, and welcome in. So now we're looking at the 18th to June 1st to the 2nd. Feeling some tension. So you do have to pay for your reading, okay? Feeling some tension in my chest here. And we're just doing a paid reading right now. and it feels a little heavy, okay? So keep in mind, these are suggestions, so it's like if you do these things, then it shifts the energy for the second half of the month too, okay? So yeah, it just feels like stress is showing up a little bit. But I think it's just because you're learning. And when we're learning, it's kind of stressful because it's new. It feels like you're learning new things. So it's like that in itself can be a little overwhelming. So learning new things. So you can see how it's more of a general overall month because we're not fixated on the timeline either. Because it all kind of falls into each other. So learning new things. So the Six of Air says things are looking up, the end of a difficult situation, taking a trip, okay? So usually when we see this is somebody moving in a more positive direction. Things have been there's been a lot going on, and then all of a sudden it gets a lot more calm. So that's really good. So in the second half of the month, you'll be transitioning into more peace if you're doing these things, okay? But I get healing and focusing on healing yourself, continuing to heal self. Okay, so healing, second half. And then how can she do that? Okay. Looking at things, so you've got the Two of Air. This is like looking at things the way things really are instead of, remember how we talked about you tending to your emotions? This is you like looking at a problem and then directly going into fixing it instead of letting the problems build up, okay? So it's like, I want to fix this problem. I want to look at this now instead of later. And that will be helpful for you. So that's what's going to bring you in more abundance, okay? So healing, abundance. So it does feel like there's some worry in the back of the mind too about some things, but you have the Star card. Happy times make positive, optimistic, long-term plans on the right path, okay? So as I've, what's come up in your energy before is that you're finally getting on the right path or on the right track. So it feels like a lot of this work that you're doing is related to things that you want to be doing. You did have the Strength card talking about the discipline that you need to do that. But as I said, this is more about like healing, abundance, and staying self-motivated. So that's part of the listening and the being kind to self. Because your end goal is probably that you want to feel successful. Not just be successful, but you want to attract those emotions, because when we're manifesting, we're bringing in emotions. My manifest class is the 13th and 14th of May. If anyone is interested in that, that's underneath the full moon as well. That's through Zoom. It's going to be recorded. You don't get the replay, but if you want the replay, you can pay to get the replay as well. Or if you don't show up and you just want the replay, that's available for you. We're going to be doing some theta healing. I just feel like throwing that out there as well. So you do have the Success card. And then you have the Dreamer card, a leap of faith, follow your dreams, unexpected opportunities. This is when we're learning how to shift energy on our own. So we're learning to be more in our power. So from a healing perspective, because that's more what the last 2 weeks are about, it's about focusing on your dreams a little bit more, focusing on your manifestations, things like that. It's being in control of energy. It's like, I'm not going to let this take me down. I'm not going to let these problems turn into procrastination. I'm not going to let this overwhelm turn into anxiety, things like that. So it feels like taking your power back by understanding that you have a lot more control than you realize, okay? So that's more around your mindset. A lot of the month of May for you is your mindset, okay? Yeah, so that's where I'm going to leave it. I hope you found that helpful. So emotional balance, mental balance. Yeah, and you're really, like, the thought process makes a big difference. So I'm going to get out of your records and say thank you for that beautiful reading. And then you can watch that on the replay, okay? Would anybody else like a May reading or another reading? Again, those are paid, but if you are doing paid, just put paid in the comments so I can see, okay? And then we'll get into our subscribers. So Leslie was the first person here. I'm going to pull up 2 cards for my subscribers, okay? So you can put general or you can ask a question. You're welcome to doing that. And then we'll do some collective May messages. General, please. Okay. So again, Juju, it was the first couple weeks staying self-motivated, and then the last couple weeks is stepping into that healing power, okay? If you were writing it down. All right, Leslie, let's see what's going on with you. I don't know why, but I'm kind of getting some nervous tension. Nervous tension. Don't know if there's something going on that's causing you to feel a little, I don't know. But there's a decision that you have to make. You have the Lovers card, okay? If you look up the Lovers, that's what it talks about. Intimate relationships, carefully weigh your decisions, good health. It's good that you have the good health card. It's like you're trying to figure out how to bring in balance. You're pondering, you're thinking, that sort of thing. So it's someone who needs a little bit of reflection. This is more around the heart chakra, it feels like. A lot going on in the mind, so it's dropping into the heart space and saying, okay, I need to trust my heart in this situation. And then you have stretch your wings and fly. Okay. All right. Sorry to hear that. So that makes sense just because there's a lot going on in there. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. Confidence or competent, warm, intelligent, graceful, and Queen of Fire. So this is that you can do a little bit of this and a little bit of that really well. So it feels like jumping from one thing to another, and that's okay. If you're an intuitive, often what will happen is your intuition will guide you to do one thing, and then you shift over to something else, and sometimes we don't complete the task, but it's okay. We come back to that task when we need to. So you'll get the awareness or the intuitive nudge when it's time to go back to a project or something like that. If you're feeling badly about stepping away from things, if you don't like to do that, or if you feel like you procrastinate, being mindful of that your intuition is going to tell you what direction to go in. Okay, so very fitting for that for both cards. Hope you found that helpful. I'm not sure who hopped in next is a subscriber. But if you're a subscriber and you're here, just ask your question. I have Billionaire Mom here. And no, I think Harleen jumped in next. So Harleen, if you're here, good. I'm glad that that's helpful. Please like and tap the screen if you're here as well. That's very helpful for me. It's Friday. I keep forgetting that. So Harleen, if you're here, you can ask a question or you can say general. Otherwise, Billionaire Mom, just same thing. Hop in, take up some space. Happy Friday. Does anybody have any special plans for this weekend? The weather's been changing here where I live. We're finally getting nicer, warmer weather, which is good, so more people are doing their gardening or their yard work. E-biking, I love that. That's been kind of on my list of things that I would like to get eventually. But I have a road bike and I have a mountain bike, and I feel like it's time for me to get on my real bike first. Okay, so if I don't see any subscribers messages. Then we'll go into our collective messages for the month of May. A lot of bikes, but you love it. Yeah, definitely, because I've also been interested in a dirt bike, but it's nice because an e-bike can go on the road. Okay, so we have the wheel card for the month of May for collective, for everybody, okay? It says that we're making some decisions. We're really learning what it is that we want to focus on. We're learning to set intentions, create goals, things like that. So it's as simple as even thinking about your weekend. What kind of goal do you want to create for your weekend? Do you want it to be a grounding weekend? Do you want it to be a happy weekend? That sort of thing. So it feels like for this month, set more intentions, create more goals. This is a time of like new starts and new beginnings. Again, weather is shifting, but it's that time of year as the seasons change. So then we also have the Chariot card. Self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. So this is also really expressing yourself a lot, saying how you feel, saying what you want, fighting for what you want, fighting for these goals. So it's kind of like setting intentions and then kind of fighting for those things. And I don't like to use the word fighting, but it's like even protecting your energy when you're around negative people. It's as simple as that I want to feel more grounded, but the action step is I'm going to step in and create this thing to happen by being powerful and using the tools that I have. It could be as simple as you wanting to take a class and deciding I'm going to stand up for myself and take better care of myself, that sort of thing, which is kind of related to the reading that we were just doing. So I can't help but feel like people were sharing some of the energy when I was doing the reading. And that's what happens when I do readings live. Then you have falling in love or the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth and enhanced intuition, a new home. So you could literally be moving in the month of May. But there's new starts emotionally, so it feels like we're going through a lot of transition right now. So you will notice that some of the emotions that you're feeling are going to get lighter because you're learning how to, again, express yourself, or you're learning to step into that power. That's kind of what I'm getting here. So these are really good messages to have. This could be someone who starts to go swimming because that balances your emotions, someone who takes long baths instead of a quick shower. I know that sounds silly, but that's what's coming up. This could be getting closer to the ocean as the weather is changing and shifting. This could be someone who's going for mental health help, so like getting a reading, coming into my manifest class, things like that would be helpful, okay? Again, if you are a subscriber and you want me to do a couple card pulls for you, take advantage of that, okay? I'd like to come back on again as well. I like to come on if I'm able to in the mornings, just do a little coffee talk. Let's talk a little bit about the energy, tend to my subscribers, open up for readings, things like that. And then when I come back on, I tend to do more like card pulls and things like that a little later in the day. So I will do my best to do that, but I don't like to promise that. So what else do we need to know for our weekend? Ooh, so there could be some abundance coming to you this weekend as well. This could be your mindset around money as well, but it's like you're opening up to receiving. This card just went flying out of the deck. That's the Knight of Fire. That's you having purpose when you do things. Like I'm hearing conviction. So it's like you are redirecting your energy and redirecting your focus. So again, if money is on your mind, then you're attracting more abundance into your life, okay? And then you also have a successful time, confidently accept opportunities you're offered. That's kind of what I was saying, creating opportunities, the Midas touch. So it's actually quite easy for you to bring opportunities in. You just need to kind of decide that you want that, okay? So that's good. So it could be an invitation to something. It could be you initiating just some type of new start or something that you want to win or purchase, something like that, that'll bring you like long-term happiness. I sell crystals, jewelry, herbs, teas, things like that. So if ever you're interested in making a purchase for yourself along the lines of that, feel free to inbox me and I can do a video on some recommendations that I have for you as well. Okay. So thank you so much for being here, guys. I appreciate you. Take care and have a great weekend if I don't see you. Bye for now.